Welcome back, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, Supercast. The Supercast, where we talk about all things superhero and our pop culture media, and that's, of course, movies, TV shows, video games. We do some news, a little speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. I am Mo Pape, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, and I'm joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. Ladi, ho ho ho! It's the end of the year. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the end of the year, man. I can't believe it. We made it to the end of 2022.
Crazy
Christmas is
year, man.
yeah. it's been a I know it's been a real up and down year. All sorts of things have gone on, personal and and our interests and everything like that. So, um, but let's try to end it on a let's end it on a high note, or with talking about the things we love and the things that we're looking forward to. This year and superhero stuff has been going pretty hard for over a decade now, and all sorts of stuff is we get so much released every year, and so on this episode, the final episode of 2022, we are going to talk about our top five, our personal top five uh, best things superhero related in 2022, and that's a good time. But there's just so much stuff came out. But in addition to that, we're going to talk about our top five, our personal top five most anticipated things superhero related that are coming in 2023. And again, there's a ton of stuff coming out next year. So, Lottie, we both got our list prepared. You all ready to go, man?
I'm ready.
All right, well, let's hit it. It's this. I don't want to call this a nerd fight, nerd discussion. No nerd fight. This is all It's Christmas time. We're not gonna fight. We're just gonna talk about things that we love this year. We're gonna talk about our top five, our personal top five superhero properties this year in TV, video games, or movies. Um, so, Lottie, there's a lot to choose from this year, uh, but I narrow mine down to five. You narrow yours down to five. So, why don't we? And I'm gonna cheat, and we're gonna have an honorable mention category. So really, it's top six. Um, so, for your honorable mention for the year, not in the top five, but something you wanted to mention, what was your honorable mention for the year?
Um, so here's the thing. It has to be superhero, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Something superhero.
This is sort of superhero.
I'll
I
allow
want to
it.
put it. I put it in there. Vox Machina. I got to put Vox Machina on that list. One of the best experiences. I watched that show 3 times over.
Nice.
I loved Vox Machina because me and you we played Pathfinder slash D&D to see it got the blood flowing again. The itch that I thought was gone, it came back up.
Yeah, they have creams for that, but
I just felt like because it's sort of like a superhero show. I mean, it's not the typical comic book superhero, but it had people that were doing
they do have
hero
comic
like
books.
stuff.
I will say they do have comic
Yeah,
books. So
but yeah, I do have to put
it's
Vox
Vox
Machina.
Machina is a very good show. I'll allow it for this. I shall allow it. It's a great show and it's on Amazon Prime. Very much keeping in the spirit of Dungeons and Dragons. My honorable mention. You might disagree with me about this, but my honorable mention, just because the other five are so dang good to me, was Harley Quinn season three. I loved Harley Quinn season one, two, season three. I was like, are they gonna fall off? And they didn't. They kept on going hard, and it was all Harley and Ivy trying to figure out what they were their relationship and what their goals are for Gotham, and Batman kind of had his own little character arc that ended in zombies, and the Joker was being a super woke wannabe mayor and husband, and just like the shenanigans of all of the people around them. It was a good it's a good season, and unfortunately, just like five other things were just were better in my eyes. But God, I love that this last season of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Just just yeah.
Yeah. No, no. I mean, I'm saying that because I'm going to.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going
You
on
oh
my
you
list.
want to you want to talk about it later. Okay, so that's my so it's on your list. That's my okay. We'll
Yeah.
we'll get to your thoughts about it when we get to that on your list. Okay, so let's go with number five. Or you know what? You don't even have to put them in order if you don't want to. But the number five thing that you want to highlight for the year of 2022.
I might be forgetting some things, but I do want to say, uh, I would have put this movie in, but I had to remember it came out on Christmas, so it's not allowed. I have to put this movie in only because, in my opinion, it wasn't the best movie, but did I was entertained all the way watching through it. I have to put the what's it called, Dawn of the Raging Karen, aka aka Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Dawn of the Raging Karen. I'm not.
The
I know. I know it wasn't the best movie, but I could not help myself be entertained at when you give a Karen multiversal powers. This is what will happen.
you're
She will break the universe to see your manager.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's like if you give a Karen time to talk to the manager, it's yeah. That's you know what I quite liked this. It's not on my list, but I did quite like Multiverse of Madness. I thought it was pretty good. There are some aspects that are better than others. I hate that Doctor Strange is sort of sidelined in it. He's not really
Yeah,
sidelined, but in a way, this isn't. It's a co movie.
it doesn't. It doesn't feel like I feel like they should have called it something else and not Doctor Strange.
It could have been called Doctor Strange versus Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
But all that being said, a lot of very interesting things happened in it. Xochitl Gomez was quite a find as America Chavez. Wong was pretty cool in it. Like there's a lot of interesting magic in it. And so I quite enjoyed it. It made like $900 million. So a lot of people also seem to like it. So cool. That's number five for you. For me, I'm gonna say number five for me is the Batman, and I know that may sound like blasphemous, but look, it's in my top five. It is one of the best Batman movies that's been made. Definitely, I think it deserves to stand up there with in the Dark Knight trilogy is sort of considered. I know not by you, but by others to be kind of the gold standard for what a Batman movie is. And I think that the Batman could have been the fourth movie in that, or it could have been the first. It could have been Batman Begins. Robert Pattinson's great. The whole mystery and everything's great. The Riddler is pretty, he's not a joke. He's actually pretty fucking terrifying. I think that and the Gotham City is a gross, horrible, you know, just kind of looming presence throughout the movie. And of course, Catwoman is pretty dang cool, and she's kind of like Buck's convention. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on in that movie, and I want to see more. And that's the highlight of a good franchise starter. I definitely want to see another one of these. So yeah, the Batman for me, number five. What say you, sir? Is it higher up on your list?
oh, much higher.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. We don't have to do this in any particular order. It's this just in your top five. What did you for you? Batman is where?
number one.
All right, so
Number
hey,
one.
that is cool. Why is it number one for you?
Listen, man. I am a huge Batman fan. One of the first actual superhero things I watched in general was the original 90s, may his soul rest in peace, Batman movie. I mean, but Batman animated TV show. I also watched the Batman movies, of course, everything. This, I haven't had a nerdgasm as intense as I've had watching the Batman in a since Endgame slash Infinity War, man. I was losing my mind on my couch watching that movie. I'm like, look at this fucking movie, and cause I am a Batman fan, and it just seems like this is the first time that Batman was actually taken serious in his own movie, man. And like some people might think what I'm saying is crazy, but it's true. They memed like the Dark Knight trilogy. They memed the hell out of Batman. They joke about him. They joke how he talked, how he acted. They memed him. Like they said, he looked constipated. It just seemed like Batman wasn't even taken seriously in his own movies. And in my opinion, he was not even the main character in a lot of his own movies. He was always the villain. Batman was just guest starring in his own movies. This is the first time I ever watched a Batman movie, and I felt that Batman was the main character from the beginning to the end. And it captured me, man. Like DC got something. The DCU, James Gunn, you got something. Like you got something. Please cultivate this. Do like I know they are, but I'm just saying this just to go on with my rant. Please cultivate this. This is something that is hitting it for Batman fans, and I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about other Batman fans just like me. This movie was like it was the chef's kiss. It was like I know, in my opinion, I think the last 15 minutes could have been cut out of the movie. But besides that, mm,
Yeah.
great movie.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's a great movie, and I can't wait to see more. But I have it lower on my list just because the other things hit me a little more. But we'll see. We'll talk about those. Um, Going from there, number four. For what would you say is your number four thing this year?
My number four. My number four was Harley Quinn season three.
Okay, so why was it number four for you?
I loved Harley Quinn. I love the show Harley Quinn in general, and I just feel that this is the first time that HBO actually realized they had a good show on their hand and actually tried to advertise it. Thank God, finally. Give those show writers their damn props, DC. Shit. But yeah, it like you said, babe, I was thinking to myself, are they going to disappoint? And it felt like the first episode might have been a little slow, but then it just picked up, man.
Mm-hmm.
It picked up, and the show just was great, man. I can't stop watching. I can't stop watching like little clips of it on YouTube. And you know how much I love Bane. It's like whoever is like writing the show or is in charge of producing the show watches the YouTube comments and just like, yep, got to throw Bane in there just for 30 seconds, just throw in Bane.
Yeah, like the whole court of owls and orgy thing. It was they just went ridiculous. Like they can go ridiculous, but it doesn't seem silly or stupid.
No,
It's the brand of Bat. I know this may be weird to say. It is in some ways a spiritual successor to Batman the Animated Series in the sense that that show managed to take some really goofy ass Batman lore and make it make sense and in a believable way. No, but it's true though.
Yeah, it's
If you
true.
if
Yeah.
you go back and watch all of the animated series, sure there's gangsters and stuff like that, but there's a ton of goofy ass bad guys and weird lore that somehow gets worked into the animated series and isn't stupid. And they do similar things in here, but of course they're taking the piss out of a lot of it. But it's still they do so much fun and smart stuff in that show. So I mean, it makes sense. I would have had it up there, but there are several other things that I liked a little bit more. Um, my number four. I think I'm gonna say The Boys season four. Or season three. The Boys season three. It has a very similar sensibility that like Harley Quinn, except it's like way meaner. It's like much meaner, much grosser, and a lot more pointed in its, social and political commentary. Like they took the gloves off in season three, and they're just like, look, Homelander's Trump, except he has superpowers. Like for real, y'all, stop being dumb. And then, so the whole season is this amazing, watching the transformation of a guy realizing I can do anything, right? And then also another two guys trying to decide, like, hey, can I just, will I do and become the thing that I hate the most in order to like exact my revenge or do, you know, um, achieve my goal? And then Starlight's just kind of like, yeah, okay, afraid. You know what? I'm not afraid anymore. I'm just gonna be me and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, just so much shit's going on in that season. Not the least of which is again all the gross and weird shit going on, and all the
Mhm.
they make you hate the hell out of people. They make you love the hell out of people. I mean, it's gosh, it was a good season. Just a crazy shit. So, Lottie, is that number four for you? Where is that on your list?
The boys is number three. It's slightly higher for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love the boys, and like you said, it's the boys is a great TV show, man. Like, and it's like you said, it really shows that some like I remember like one of my friends, he was talking about his with one of his coworkers, and his coworker was like, "Yeah, man, I really like Homelander." And he's like, "Do you like the character, or do you just like Homelander?" No, I really like what he's talking about. He actually makes a good point. And my friend was like, it makes you start realizing type of what you know what I mean. It really showed like you could see it in real life that there are people who believe in what Homelander is saying, and it's crazy. And like you said, it's this show was so good at showing you the differences. Like of course, we finally see Soldier Boy, and he turns out he's Homelander's dad. And that little fight when Homelander thought his dad would love him, but it turns out no. Yeah, Homelander, you're a piece of shit, but Soldier Boy's a bigger piece of shit, and doesn't. And here's the difference between Soldier Boy and Homelander. Soldier Boy knows he's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just man, that little. Of course, the fight after Hero where it showed Butcher, Homelander. I mean Butcher, Soldier Boy, Huey all versus Homelander. Of course, Huey. You could still see that pain, that anger was still in him. And the thing about it is, The Boys is one of those shows that it just really is, and I keep trying to tell people because everybody who I know that hasn't seen The Boys yet, I always tell them it is the accurate, probably of all the shows I've ever seen, the most accurate of what it would be like if we lived in a world where superheroes, where superpowered people exist.
Right.
Because the way they write their characters is 100% true. Because in most shows, a character like Huey, by season three, he doesn't care anymore. But Huey still holds on to that anger. people saying, "Why is Huey still like that?" What is wrong with? I'm like, what are y'all talking about? The love of his life got killed by a person that apologized to him. Y'all think he'll just get over that? Like, I'm
Yeah.
like people, like I literally have people calling Huey a bitch in season 3, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, y'all must be some heartless motherfuckers who have. I don't know what to tell you because I felt that because I can understand. I felt that if my loved one died by a superhero, by a suit, and he doesn't even care, I will still have that anger, and I
Yeah.
could sit like, oh man, chef kiss.
See, yeah, I think we're pretty much in agreement on that. Yeah, the boys is it's one of the best of the year, definitely. All right, so now we are at our number three on our list for 2022, and for me, number three is going to be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Uh, Look, I know when we reviewed it, you were just like this not your favorite of the movies, but it's my favorite Marvel movie this year, and I even think I said it was my favorite Marvel movie of Phase Four, all the way around. Um, which I mean, a lot of people have stuff to say about Phase Four, but I think it's pretty clear that in terms of like a mature storyline, a storyline that was more than just pew pew and punch and punch and explosions and CG. There's more to it than that. Um, it was dealing with real life issues, and not just the death of T'Challa, but Chadwick Boseman and how do you honor someone like that? How do you move forward in the world? Talks about some real world stuff, and it has some. I mean, I challenge you. Has some of the best acting the MCU's ever had,
Yeah,
all the
I
way
completely
around.
agree.
And look, had me crying a couple times. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and in my mind, it wasn't a perfect movie because in some ways it was a bit long, but I really, I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I saw it twice. I thought it was great, and it stands up. It's not number one for me this year because like this has been a hell of a year, but it definitely is. It deserved to be in the top five for me. And so, what say you, sir? What's your number three?
I already mentioned my number 3, so which was
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'll say my number 2.
Okay.
Um, man, and this was almost number 1. But man, and I just can't stop thinking about it. I honestly, every month I go back to this show, and honestly, man, if Batman didn't come out this year, it would have been a resounding number 1. And be honest with you, man, it's not just one of my uh favorite things of this year. It's one of my favorite like superhero TV shows I've seen. Like probably live action TV shows, probably just in general,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Peacemaker. Peacemaker was a great show, and I feel like it's so underhyped. And some people, I don't know a single person that watched Peacemaker and didn't love it. And I feel like there's just people that are just staying away from it. And I don't know why. I don't know why. When
They
everybody's
hate good
telling you it's a
things.
great show, like it's everybody is telling you it is a great show, but they just don't want to watch it. Because man, it's one of those shows that it could get you. Because even the boys, the one thing that the boys, like I said, when I was talking about Huey's anger, I can feel his anger. But one thing that Peacemaker did that is beyond anything that I couldn't believe, man. It made me feel every single emotion possible. It made me feel anger. It made me feel happiness. It made me feel joy. It made me feel sadness. Like I've never like the amount of range that that show had. And then I have to give John Cena his props. I didn't think it was in him, man. Nobody could have predicted that John Cena had this type of performance in him. And I mean, man, still to this day, that House of Pain episode, it just sticks with me. It's just a 2 minute scene, Maurice, but it feels like an hour long scene because the portrayal of emotion, where he went from being happiness to anguish to pain to sadness. I just, man, like it was such a good. And not just that, like I said, the humor was great at the end where the Justice League showed up and he told Uncle Man to go.
It's just a rumor.
It's not a rumor. Like man, I love the show because this is the thing that I will even say that that James Gunn did a very good job of. That Marvel still is kind of really, I would say, is a little struggling with. And this is, I'm not saying DC is doing a great job. James Gunn did this. It made you like the D tier heroes, the D tier people in DC. Because this is not even B tier. This is not even C tier. This is the D tier people. Like, these are the people that literally, they were probably, of course, Peacemaker shows up more, but everybody else, there are people that might show up maybe once every 100, once every, like, what, 40 or 50 comic books? You know what I mean? These are D tier people. And I honestly want to see them again on screen. I cannot wait to see Hardcore again. I cannot wait to see, the names just escaped me.
You're talking about
Vigilante, McConaughey, and
Economos and Adebayo.
I want to see them again. I really do. I want to see them again. Like, that's one of my most anticipated things to see in DC coming forward. Seeing them again.
Yeah.
And they're D tier, man.
Now, and I will echo you. Peacemaker is my number 2 show for the year. And it could have easily been number 1. It would have been number 1, but I'm just biased for for my number 1. But it's really, really close. Like, this show, it had no business being that good. And I mean, I trust in James Gunn, but at the end of, let me just say, at the end of the Suicide Squad, I would have paid money to watch a 2-minute movie where Peacemaker gets, like, murdered, ridiculously and set on fire. Right? You get what I'm saying? I would have paid to see that, because that's where they left him at the end of the Suicide Squad. And as I say, damn you, James Gunn, for making me give a shit about Peacemaker and actually like him. Damn you, because of what he did to Rick Flag. But damn it, I love Peacemaker. I legitimately love Peacemaker. It is one of my favorite superhero things that has ever been made. And John Cena's awesome, but not everyone in that show is awesome. Everyone is doing their job. Even the bad guys. Usually, bad guys are the problem, but they weren't. They were just cool. Like, the butterflies were cool. Like, his whatever they call him, the dragon, his dad, that was just cool. Like, there's so many great things going on in this show. It's hilarious. The music choice is top notch. That opening dance sequence is legendary. If you skipped it, you are not a real one. I'm just saying, if you skipped it, you're not a real one. Don't skip that. It's crazy. It's crazy that honestly, a character I didn't even know who existed before the Suicide Squad, now one of my favorite characters, superheroes around. So
it's crazy, man. Like, man, I just want to just say just one more few things, and you just said it your best. The show had no business being that good, and the first 2 episodes were like, okay, this is good. Then it just went. It's like it hit a rocket, man, and just took off, and just We got to keep going because I
Yeah.
could talk forever about Peacemaker.
Yeah, it's great. So I guess we're at number one now. So that was my number two. That was your number two. What's your number one, sir?
Oh, yeah, I already stated it earlier.
Yeah.
It was the Batman.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right. So did we get all your five? We
yeah,
got your
basically
five.
got all my five.
Okay. Well then, I guess it's my number one then. Yours is the Batman. Mine was da 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 Miss Marvel. Yeah. You know what? Yes, Miss Marvel. My most anticipated Marvel property of this year. My favorite Marvel property. My favorite Marvel TV show, as we said in the Marvel Phase 4 TV show wrap up. And yes, better than Wakanda Forever. Not because it was. I'm not saying that Wakanda Forever is worse than it or anything like that. But Miss Marvel delivered everything I wanted and then some. It is exactly what it. I had a certain expectation for it, and it met it, and it exceeded it. This, I think I'm gonna start saying that any show that can make me feel something for real gets to be like it gets to be one of my favorite things. And I felt real stuff on this show. Peacemaker did the same for me. Wakanda Forever did the same for me. I felt real stuff in here. I love the whole family. I think Iman Vellani is Kamala Khan, and just seeing her just kind of embody that whole character and really bring her to life in a way that I was unexpected in some ways, but was exactly what I was looking for in other ways. And and they managed to make a pew pew Marvel ending not be shitty. The one where we've expected all the time. They had one, and it was cool, and it made sense. It really kind of like closed. It kind of closed the story in, and let it have a good ending. I mean, just overall, and this is really mostly on the strength of her family unit and on Kamala herself. Her having superpowers. If she didn't have superpowers, I'd still watch the show. You know, it had crappy bad guys. Didn't care. I still love the show. That's how strong it was to me in my eyes. How strong she as a character was and how the presentation was. And I can't wait to see more of her in the Marvels next year. So that's my number one. Lottie, I know it wasn't even close to your number one, and that's okay. And that is okay. You had some really good. Hey, look, I can't disagree with any of your picks. You're all of them are absolutely on. And so I think, man, we had a great year for superheroes this year. Uh, we had some stinkers, but man, our top five, the cream that rose to to the top, it's the good stuff. And we
Yeah.
were very fortunate this year. So, but anyway, y'all, those are our personal top fives of 2022. What did you guys think about our top fives? What was your top five? Why don't you get down to the comment section? Let us know about all of that down there. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. All right, so that was our best of 2022. So now it's time for us to talk about what are we looking forward to in the new year? What has 2023 got that we're really excited for? So Lottie, I have an honorable mention because I cheat like that. I have six actually. So, but we're gonna say top five with the honorable mention. Do you have an honorable mention? Do you have a sixth one maybe that you couldn't quite put on the list?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do. You want
Yeah,
me to go
yeah.
ahead? Yeah,
Lay it
my
on me, my
honorable
friend.
mention is Aquaman.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah, I took me forever to finally watch the first Aquaman all the way through, and I'm just like, what the hell took me so long to fully watch this movie? God, this movie's good. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I want to see the next one. You know what I mean? I'm ready to see the next one. So it's on my
Even
third.
with Amber
It,
Heard being in it, are you gonna be able to make it through with Amber Heard being in it? I'm just
listen, Amber Heard cannot stop me from enjoying. That movie. She might be. She might just be a janitor. Who knows?
Look,
We'll
uh,
see.
but if they have it in there, she'll be shitting the bed. Like,
Oh my god.
oh God, I had to say that. Yeah, you know what? I will. It's not my honorable mention. I am quite looking forward to Aquaman 2. If it's got to be the last of the Snyderverse, then damn it, go out on a high note. And I hope it's as goofy and fun and ridiculous as the first one. Uh, I want more. Honestly, I want a drum solo by that octopus again. Like I want him to go to town. So, anyway, actually, you know what would be a sweet cameo, and we'll never get it. I want Sebastian from The Little Mermaid to show up. Anyway, and also I want them to put to rest whether or not Aquaman does in fact fuck fish. So it's so all right. Your my honorable mention, and I say it with all enthusiasm, is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which I've been talking up for the better part of a year. When I thought we were going to get it in 2022. Yes, it's a Disney Channel exclusive or whatever show. It is a kid, very much a kid show, and I don't give a damn because Moon Girl is awesome. And when she teams up with Devil Dinosaur, it's just like it's like it's peanut butter and chocolate. It's a perfect union of two awesome things. Um, I saw the little teaser and everything. It looks perfect. And, say whatever you will about me. I don't give a damn. That show's going to be great. And I can't wait to watch it. So, and I know, Lottie, you're just like, co-signed. Absolutely. I know.
I do want to see it. I definitely do want to see it.
It's just, it looks so, I don't, is wholesome the right word? It looks like a wholesome sort of superhero thing. And I'm with it. So
I
let's
don't
get it.
have to. I don't need to tell you how much there needs to be more uh, cartoon and animated shows of people of our color. I just,
Oh
it's
yeah,
a fact.
absolutely. And not only that, there needs to be more kid oriented superhero stuff. Like I'm not kidding. You don't the kids they are the future. We can't keep aiming superhero stuff just at grown-ups. We can't. Like we that they have got to make sure that the kids get interested in this stuff too cuz they are going to be the ones. Like for you, you're a perfect example. All of that DC animated stuff you watched as a kid got you to be like superheroes are awesome, and now look at you, you're a grown man and you're just like superheroes are still awesome, right? So that's what I'm saying, they've got to do that. That it's important. So that's my honorable mention. I can't wait. I do believe it starts sometime early in 2023. All right, so now it's time for the proper list. Number 5, Lottie, what you got?
House of Pain in the space. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I am excited for that movie. I didn't think I would be as excited until I saw that trailer, and I was like, "Yeah, he's about to do it to us, isn't he? He's about to do this to us again." But this time, I see it coming. I feel like this is gonna be the movie, actual main uh Marvel MCU movie that is gonna captivate me since like Endgame, and I mean like really draw me in. I really have high hopes for this movie, and I'm really excited to see it. That's why I put it as my number five.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Guardians 3, I cannot wait. God, it's gonna be. I just have such faith in the fact that it's gonna be great. That holiday special kind of just whet my appetite for it, and it looks pretty amazing. And it looks super like it looks old school sci-fi. I got to be honest, like
Yeah,
bright colors and crazy stuff happening. I mean, it could almost be an episode of Star Trek or any of those old weird sci-fi shows, and I'm with it. And also, I just really want to see where Rocket's from and how they, how they kind of, bring that the story full circle and how they end this, right. And I want to see Gamora back in the mix. So I can't wait. It looks great. Number four, time. And I've realized I didn't put mine in order, but that's fine. I have a good idea. What's your number four?
Number four is The Boys season 4.
Right, dude, we
It
are
w-
we are on the same page. That's not my number four, but that I is definitely on my list.
I would have put The Boys higher, but I feel like there are things coming out later on that just excite me way more than The Boys. And I don't get me wrong, I am excited. The Boys season 3 was great. And the way it ended off, I'm excited for season 4. I'm happy it's not taking them a long time to make season 4, and I am so ready. I just can't wait, man. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see Butcher call somebody a cunt.
Yeah, I, I can't wait for more head explosions and you know gore and probably Homelander killing someone by jerking off and shooting a bullet of semen at their face. I'm I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. This is nothing I said is out of the realm of possibility. But they keep upping the ante every season. They keep pushing the boundaries. They keep trolling the shit out of us. Give me more of that. Let's go. Like, give me more of that. I know I just said there needs to be less only adult only stuff, but damn it, if there's gonna be adult only superhero shit, The Boys is it. And season 4 is gonna be like just ridiculous. So let's go. That is my number 3 though. My number 4 is The Flash, or as we might be calling it, Flashpoint, or The Flash, Batman starring The Flash, or anything that the not Ezra Miller show, whatever you want to call it, but The Flash. And the only reason why I put it on here, the main reason I put it on here, is because I've heard nothing but good things about the test screenings. Like, if I almost say it's an inverse relationship to how all of the awful stuff you hear about Ezra Miller. For bad, every time something bad is said about Ezra Miller in real life, great things are being said about this movie. It also could potentially be the way that they reboot or restart or what have you the DC universe. I mean, presumably. And even though I've heard that they have cut Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot's cameos in the movie, I'm still very excited for what they have to do there. So, Lottie, what do you think?
It's not on my list, and it could have been easily my honorable mention. But because here's the thing, I'm not too much of a fan of the Flash. The Flash is cool, but he's of all the DC, like of the 7, he is probably one of the least interesting ones, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love this scene at the end of that long ass Snyder cut, but it was I've heard, like I said, I've heard the same things about the test screen, that the movie's good. So I'm ex- I'm excited to watch it, but not as excited as what's on my list, and not as excited as Aquaman.
Right. Well, that leads us to number 3. I've already said what my number 3 was, which was The Boys season 4. What's your number 3?
Across the Spider Verse, man. I
Nice.
listen. I loved Into the Spider Verse. I loved it. I loved it so much, man. It was just so good to me. It was so good. I watched that movie like 10 times, man. It would just be like, I'm gonna watch the Spider Verse. I will love that movie, and the simple fact that it's coming out, because I thought this movie was gonna come out this year, but it got pushed back to next year. I'm excited. I'm one of the main things that I'm excited about is just to see how to test my Spider-Man fandom, because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, because I just want to see how many different Spider-Mans there are. I'm like, oh, if you are a actual Spider-Man fan, and I know this is co-signing, you can co-sign to this. One of your main draws to this movie is to see if you can name all the Spider-Mans. That's what you just like.
already know I can't, but
No, but you just want to see how many you know. You're just
yeah,
like, isn't that like I that's what's just draw. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. I'm happy that they're bringing back the ones from the original, because that was one of my main fears, that they were gonna just forget about them. They're bringing them back. Mm, can't wait.
yeah. That um, Spider Verse is my number one, but when we get to number one, I'll share my thoughts there. Um, so that leads us to number two. What is your number two most anticipated for 2023?
Invincible. Mm.
You're right.
It.
That's jacked up. I made this list before I found out about that, but I'm not changing my list though.
Invincible, man. Listen, man. Invincible. I love that show. I've watched the show from beginning to end like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
I loved Invincible, man. It was, it was, it's the coming of age story. I mean, I haven't. It's an animated TV show, and it made me cry because of that scene. You dad. If you have a good relationship with your father, that scene will just choke you up. You know what I mean? It Man, that show was so good. I cannot wait for season 3, man. I can't wait for season 3. I know
Or
I have a
season
friend that
two,
has read
but
season 2. I have season 3 too, whatever. Yeah, the whole series. I have a friend who's read the comic books, and I'm like, you shut the hell up. But he's like, listen, man, I'm just gonna tell you, if you like season 1, woo, you in for it. I'm like, no, woo. So I'm excited.
yeah. And I can co-sign that. Look, that show is. You know what that show is? It's like if you said, let's make Dragon Ball Z with an actual story. I
Yeah,
mean, it like, and I'm being real. Like, I've read further into the comics than you know than the season one went, and it literally is that. Like, I'm not saying literally, but like it pretty much is that. Like, what if Dragon Ball Z but superheroes and a good story, and also the Earth's protectors aren't all lame asses, like like pretty much. And also there's all sorts of aliens and shit. Like, it's just so good. And so, hell yeah, season 2, season 3, give me season 10, cuz that shit that when that my understanding is that the comic goes fairly long and gets crazy, and also like some amazing stuff. I'll just put this out. This is a spoiler for the comic, but I'm just going to say one phrase, and this is what you can expect if they ever get this far. The Viltrumite War. There you go. That's all you got. I've just said. Now, what you don't even know what that is, Ladi, but you know who Viltrumites are. The Viltrumite War. That's a thing that's going to happen in the far future of this show. So, yes, we're excited. Lottie, I hope I didn't rain on your parade there.
no.
I don't know what the Viltrumite War is, or I just know it exists. Well, my number two is the follow up to one of my favorite Marvel movies, and a follow up to two of my favorite Marvel TV shows. And that is The Marvels, starring Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and of course, Photon, aka Monica Rambeau, who we saw from WandaVision. Of course, we saw Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, from her own show, Miss Marvel. And I don't care what anyone says, Captain Marvel is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite, Marvel movies. It's definitely Jennifer's. It is still to this day her favorite Marvel movie. I love all three of those characters. Apparently, there's going to be some ridiculous cosmic shenanigans going on out in the recesses of space. And we're getting our favorite superhero Stan thrown into the mix, aka Kamala Khan. So the hell is there not to want? I don't even look. There's been no trailer. We barely know what the hell the story is about. All we've seen is Carol Danvers showed up on Earth and Kamala went somewhere. That's all we know about this movie, and that also something Skrulls is related to it because Monica Rambeau got recruited or whatever at the end of WandaVision. Don't need to know anything else. I can't fucking wait for this thing. What say you, sir?
I'm in the wait and see mode with that movie because I have no idea what it's about. Like honestly, I just I forget that movie exists. I'm gonna just be honest. I I have almost no opinion because I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I barely know who's in it. It's just it's just I have to see a trailer before I even say anything about it. You know what I mean?
True. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I do know that the director of that movie, the last movie she directed was the recent Candyman, which I really liked. So I have very high hopes for this movie. And also, dang it, I just want to see more Kamala Khan because, as you know, as I said earlier, my favorite superhero thing of the year. Well, my second favorite of the year, behind Wakanda Forever. So, yeah, I'm super excited. But that brings me to our number one. What is your number one most anticipated of 2023?
This is a cop out because it is not a movie. It is not a TV show. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game. That
Oh,
is my
hell
most
yeah!
anticipated superhero related content next year. It is and it's not even close. I'm talking about it is miles in the front. It is so far in front, it's not even close.
It's Miles because of Miles Morales.
Both. The simple fact that both Spider-Man, because I fucking called it. Everyone told me because the Miles Morales got his own video game that he's not going to be in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I said there's no damn way Sony is not going to put that man in that game. You see how unpopular he is? There's no damn way. And guess what? He's in it. I called it. I knew it. I knew it, man. And listen, by far, the most excited that I am for anything superhero related. I'm getting that game day one, and day one I'm staying up late playing it.
You're not taking the
I'm
day
gonna
off.
be.
You're not taking work off.
I'm probably gonna take work off. I'm gonna disappear like I did with God of War. I disappeared. People are asking me, "Hey man, you gonna drop anything on YouTube?" I disappeared, man. I'm gonna be just like that with this game. Cannot wait.
That's hey, I don't. I like the first one. I have not played Miles Morales, but I completely understand. It's those games put you in the driver's seat of a Spider-Man, and it's satisfying as shit, and also really good stories too. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say straight up, the writing's pretty damn on point. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Well, for me, as I mentioned before, it's Across the Spider-Verse. It's funny that we both have a Spider-Man related thing. Across the Spider-Verse, this isn't even a fucking contest. I'm not the same way for you. It's not even a contest. Into the Spider-Verse is one of the most amazing comic book movies ever to exist. Right? It is to me. It is one of the. It's probably. I think it's my favorite Spider-Man. Anything. It's definitely my favorite Spider-Man theatrical movie. Yes, better than Spider-Man 2. Yes, better than I love Homecoming. It's better than that. Better than No Way Home. Yes, it's better than No Way Home. It did multiverse first, and it did it in a more fun way. I'll have to say, and a less gimmicky way. I'll also would say. um, I love the fact that this not only is this animated movie getting a sequel, they are going all in on every aspect of the original that worked correctly. Like they're doing different animation, everything's meticulously done. The characters clearly are all on point. We're gonna get Spider-Man 2099 like as a real fucking character, right? I mean, they're doing everything possible to make me want to see this movie immediately. And then we're getting the Spot as the bad guy. And you know what? Spot seem like a joke in the comics. The way they described him, I'm like, this dude's not a fucking joke. He's gonna be serious. He's gonna be an extremely serious, tough problem. And plus, we're crossing the multiverse. We're gonna see all sorts of weird stuff. You think Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness did that? In Multiverse of Madness they went to what, 4, maybe 5 multiverses, right? Maybe. I think we're gonna be like in so many, it's gonna blur in your mind. Like you're gonna be like, I can't believe we went to a place that looks like anime. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's go. That's all I gotta say. Let's go. And also, it's literally the only place to see Spider-Gwen right now that isn't like a little kid's cartoon. So, I mean, hello, Spider-Gwen is one of the, to me personally, so one of my top 5 favorite comic book characters of the last 10 years. Like where I've actually read a comic book and be like, yeah, this character is awesome. One of my top 5 of the last 10 years. And I can't wait to see more of her too. So, and plus Miles Morales is the truth. Like, can we just admit that? All these people wanted to talk about he's not the real Spider-Man. Man, fuck off. Miles Morales is the truth. And I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to see that young man. You know, he's going to shake up the world, as Muhammad Ali said. I can't wait for him to shake up the multiverse. It's going down. So, there you go. That got me all hyped up in here. You hear me over here about to pop off? I'm being all hyped up over here. Shit. Man, yeah. Number 1. I can't wait, man. It's going down in the summer. Anyway, I think those are good lists. Now 2023 is looking ridiculous, and there's much more than we mentioned. That's the thing, is there's much more than we mentioned. So we're getting plenty of stuff this coming year, and I can't wait. 2023 is looking good. So anyway, that's our top 5. Each of our top 5 anticipated for 2023. What did you guys think about it? What are you looking forward to? Do you think we're on point? You agree, disagree? Anything you got to say, get down to the comment section. Let us know your thoughts there about this, and of course about what happened with our top 5 for 2022. All of that stuff. Let us know what you're thinking. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And of course, while you're down there, hit that like button on this video and hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. It helps with the algorithm so more people know about this channel, about our show. And of course, the notification bell will let you know when we drop new content. And of course, I can't do this without my good friend Ladi. He drops all the knowledge for y'all. So Ladi, where can they reach you on social media?
You can always find me on my Instagram, which is Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun, ANUKINIHUN. And also my YouTube channel, which is Kinihun25. Uploading content on the regular again. So if you ever have time, stop by, leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, or a follow.
Yep, you guys go show Ladi some love on all his social media accounts. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining us. This is the 82nd episode of the Supercast, the last of 2022. It's been a hell of a year. It's been, like I said, up and down. There's been, good things, bad things, but we made it. We made it to the end of the year, and we watched some good and some crappy superhero stuff along the way, but it all made the experience that much better. We really appreciate that. We appreciate you guys for coming and listening to us ramble on about superhero things. Join us in the new year. We got plenty more of that to come. We're going to try some new things on the channel, live streams and more reviews, all that good stuff. We're just trying to make this a cool place for people who love superheroes and just love nerdy stuff in general, and love TV and movies, all that stuff, to come hang out and share your thoughts and listen to our thoughts. Uh, we enjoy doing this, and we're glad that you join us. So, anyway, Lottie, anything final things for 2022 before we sign off?
Just 2022 was one hell of a year for me. You know the reason why a lot of stuff happened personally in my life, and I am excited to see it. I'm excited to see what 2023 has for me, not just me, but for everybody. It's just I'm not gonna say 2022 was a bad year. It was hard, but it wasn't a bad year. And I hope that 2023 is even better for, like I said, not just for me, but for you as well.
Hey, co-signed. Absolutely. So, for me and Lottie, we just want to say, have a happy new year. We'll catch you on the other side of the calendar. So, till then, I've been Mo de Poupe, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.